Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Oh, it's so good to see you there. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the garden in NYMPHYA. And as we're all gathering, I just want to give some shout outs to all y'all. And would you post in the comments where you're coming from? I'd love to see where you all are from because it's really nice to have this gathering. Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. I am, let me look at these comments in 1 second. Here we go. Dave from London. Oh, Dave, yes. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for your recent acquisition of my music. Professor P Soup, as punctual as Spinal Tap. Hi, 80. Oh my God, Megan from Minneapolis. Paul from Canada. Andrew from the UK. It's so great to see you all here. Welcome. I know it's going to take a little while for us to gather. So I just thought as we do that and you're posting in the comments where you're coming from. Bob, hi, so good to see you from Suffolk, UK. Yay, welcome everybody. Love this so much. I was thinking yesterday about all the different places where you hang out. Hi, Ken from Tennessee. And oh, Wayne, hello, much love to you back. From Isle of Wight, a place I want to go. It's great to see you here. I was thinking how everyone is all on these different platforms. Like some like to hang out on YouTube, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. And it was reminding me of herding cats because it's like, oh, I've got to let you know and let you know and let you know and let you know. So it's really cool to have us all converging. I just see this big network and we go, and here we are all together, which is really wonderful. David, hello. John, it's been so long. Happy solstice. Yes, welcome from Wiltshire, England. I went to Avebury Stones right near your house. Ruben from Birmingham. It's lovely to have you guys here. Thank you. Love the comments, seeing where you all are from. So I'm kind of excited about this announcement. And before I do, I just want to do a quick shout out to some of our recent wonderful people who have bought some albums and CDs. Alan from the UK, Dave, you're here from London, Mike from the UK, Mike from Omaha, Jason from the UK, Duncan from the UK, Joel from Washington, Michael from Michigan, Desiree from the US, John from South Carolina, Ian from the UK. I just thank you so much for buying my music. That's what keeps the lights on. That's what keeps me motivated, what keeps the art going. I really appreciate that a lot. Eric, how are you? Welcome. Rob, hello. So it's so great to have you all here. And I'm going to give you just a little outline of what we're going to do today. First, I'm going to give you the big news and then a little backstory on how it came about. I'll do some music excerpts of stuff that you haven't seen before on video, and any questions you might have about all of the above, and then any next steps that we are going to have. Oh my God, all the way from Scotland. Hello, hello. So great to see you here. Nick, hi. Anyway, love you guys so much. Love having you here. So I guess it's time for the news, eh? It's only 3 minutes after 12. Let's just get on with it. So thank you, Bob. I dressed up just for this occasion. So, but you'll see why eventually soon. Oh, actually, before we get to the news, have you noticed this beautiful, amazing creature? This is Hansa. I know I've shown you, I think it's a female. I've shown you her before in some of the garden walkthroughs, but I'm in love with her. She came from like a Burmese castle, and I found her at this garden place, drastically marked down. So I had to own her, and here she is. Dave, welcome. Hi, Megan. Oh my God, really? Rain in Minneapolis. How's the weather in the UK lately, by the way? Because when I was just there, it was so cold. Yeah, so thank you all for joining, and thank you all so much for being part of my world for so long. And this announcement is really something that a lot of you have been asking about for a long time. And I've never really had, I was never able to really say, yes, I can do this, because we just weren't ready yet. But finally, all the stars have aligned and everything has come together in such a way that I finally get to do something that I've been wanting to do for a long time as NYMPHYA, and that I've been hearing from you requests about it. And that is that this September, starting on the 11th, I will be on tour in the UK for 5 dates with a 4-piece band. And it's a proper 2-hour show that features a beautiful UK artist named Rose Thorn from Brighton. And we will be interweaving our music and our stories and our songs. And the show is called Outside of Time, Magical Music from the Dreamery. And it is something that has been a long time in percolation and in fruition. We've been working on it diligently since September, from when I got back from the UK. Yeah, I know. I'm so excited, Professor Poop, Pea Soup. I love it. I almost said poop. Professor Poop. I think you have a new name, Professor Pea Soup. I know. I'm excited about going on tour. It is a whole other thing. And if you're not in the UK, that's okay, because there's still things that you can be a part of with this, which I'll talk about. So, hang with us, because, it's just because if you're not in the UK, it doesn't mean you can't be a part of this. So yes, thank you, Eric. Thank you so much. There's so much to share about this. And so let's just get first to the dates. So you can grab your calendars and whatever they are. I use paper. I'm a geek that way. Your phone, your computer, your mate. I don't know what you use, but grab your calendars and let me tell you about the dates. I had to wait until today. That's my pet crow. Hello. I had to wait until today. See, the crow's excited now too. I had to wait until today because the press releases were all going out today. So we couldn't, usurp or overtake the press release. But now that all the press releases are out and all the venues have all the things they need, everything's posted, the tickets are officially on sale this morning. So you want to get your tickets right away, because we just don't know how much these shows are going to sell out. The venues are probably about 100 seat, maybe about 100 people. Plus, we have special perks for people for the first 50 ticket buyers. So, on to the tour dates. Yes, Eric, that's what we're talking about. We want to do some sort of streaming for the US folks. The first tour date, it opens in Brighton, which is where Rose Thorn is based. And I love Brighton. I just was there for the first time in April as we were doing some promo for the tour. So September 11th, we will be opening the whole tour in Brighton, UK at the Prince Albert, which is, of all the venues we're playing, it's really the only venue that's like rock clubbish. The rest of them are more like art centers because of the type of show we've created, which I'll tell you about after we talk about the dates. So the first date is September 11th at the Prince Albert in Brighton. From there on, and that's a Wednesday, September 11th. From there, on Friday, September 20th, we will be in Epsom at the Horton Arts Center, which is a beautiful, beautiful art center venue, gorgeous acoustics, beautiful space. That used to be, the space that we're using used to be the old cathedral, but it doesn't look like a cathedral anymore. But that's on Friday, September 20th in Epsom. On Wednesday, September 25th, we will be in Stourport-on-Severn at this extremely cool venue called The Wharf that's right on the water, has a gorgeous stage, and the seating is cabaret style with couches, and it's just scrumptious. And that's Wednesday, September 25th, Stourport-on-Severn. The fourth date we have is Saturday, September 28th in Lichfield, and at the Guildhall. If you've been to the Lichfield Guildhall, you will know to be as excited as I am about it, because it's the Tudor building, gorgeous stained glass windows, this big, beautiful wooden altar. It's a Tudor, it's the Guildhall where they met, in like 1600. So we're going to all be meeting there too. That's on Saturday, September 28th in Lichfield. And as of now, the final tour date is Sunday, September 29th in Cambridge. And that's at the Junction, which is also another beautiful venue. They have 3 venues in the Junction. There's the big main venue, and then there are 2 smaller ones. And we're in one of the 2 smaller ones. And that is on Sunday, September 29th. So all the tickets are on sale actually today. And you can go to nymphia.com/tour and you can read about the show and click the links, and it will send you to Songkick, which has all the ticket outlets, and you can just go there and pick your date and pick your location. And again, September 11th in Brighton, September 20th in Epsom, September 25th in Stourport on Severn, September 28th in Lichfield, September 29th in Cambridge. Now, we may, hi, John from Mull. Oh my God, so great to see you there, here. So we may add some more tour dates. We're actually looking at something in London, and we might add 1 or 2 more. And of course, I will update you when we do that, because I get there's a geographic component to this, right? So there are, I want to just remind that we're going to create a whole bunch of special perks for the early. Oh, I love that. All of the venues. Oh, no, I don't love that. I said all. I was like, how can you say they're all near you? Well, I'm sorry that they're not near you. Actually, oh, happy birthday, David, on September 30th. So Addie or 80, I don't know if it's Addie or 80. I'm sorry about that, because I always see your name written. I've never heard it spoken. We are planning on creating a recording of the show, which we can stream. And that for all of the people that aren't anywhere near any of these places in the US and other places throughout the world. So, just stay tuned for that. But there are still other things, other ways you can get involved with it. So for instance, we're going to be creating what we're calling the Dreamery Teamery, because the show is called Magical Music from the Dreamery. And the Dreamery Teamery are people that I'll invite that can help us with your videos and your posts and doing special things for which you will get some special backstage access, including a signed poster from all of us. And I'll reach out to you. However, if you also want to be part of the Dreamery Teamery, you can reach out to me too, and we can talk about it, because it's kind of exciting, the stuff that we have in store for you. In the meantime, all of you that are interested and are nearby enough to attend, the first 50 ticket buyers are going to get a backstage pass with specific show music that you're going to get, and videos and behind the scenes access. And we'll keep adding to that as we go, because there's just a lot. We have a lot of promotion between now and then, right? We have 2 months until I leave. So I'm going to give you the backstory now, as speaking of when I leave. So I'm leaving here in mid-August to head back over there and start rehearsing the whole show with the band and with everyone. And how this came about, it was very honestly, truly magical, like so much of what I feel like has happened for Nymphia. When I was in the UK last August, I had just released What Have I Forgotten, right? And I met with an agent there who, loved the album, sent it to some other people that loved the album. And he said, I really want to bring you over to the UK. And I said, yeah, I would like to do that too. I just know that my music really vibes, and I really vibe on the UK. I love your country. I love it there. And except for the weather, I will admit. But it's okay to say that, because I know you all hate the weather too. Megan, we're not going to live stream it because of bandwidth issues, but we will record it, and then we will have like a concert presentation that we'll do online. That's the current plan. But, things might change. If we find that there is enough upstream bandwidth from the venues, we could do that. So when he said, I really want to bring you to the UK, and I said, yeah, I really want that too. Let's do it. So I pitched an idea to him that I had for a show, where I wanted to do a show about bringing magic and enchantment into your life. And I wanted to do it with another female artist where we would weave our music and our stories together using the same band, but we would learn each other's material and sing together and support each other. So it's not like an opening act and a headliner. We're creating and weaving our own stories and songs and music together. And he loved that idea. And I had an American artist that I was going to do this with. So, I was talking about it with her and the dates, and, that's for next year sometime. And then it turned out that she couldn't do it. And she was very disappointed, and as was I. So I went back to Rob, my agent. I said, well, she can't do it. So back to the drawing board a little bit on that. And he said, you know what? I have the perfect artist that would be an amazing mix with you. Let me introduce you to her. And so he did. And we had a Zoom, and that's Rose Thorne. Beautiful, unbelievably talented young lady from Brighton. And when you meet people and you immediately fall in love with them, we both had that experience on the Zoom. There was an immediate simpatico. And then when we started working together on the music and writing the show and singing, et cetera, Rob's intuition was 100% correct. It's just this incredible blend. Our voices together, the way they work. Her songs are, she's kind of like Adele-ish, a little bit of British blue-eyed soul, R&B, more rootsy. My stuff is more ethereal, as you know, you're more like woo, and together it's like we cover this whole ground from celestial to terrestrial, and we tell these stories in between the songs of what prompted the song, or parts about our lives, or sharing things that were intimate about ourselves. And it's like we weave this whole journey for you. And so as we've been creating the show, which we started working on in September, then we finally presented it to the tour promoters, and they were completely over the moon about what we had created. And so now we're all extremely excited about it because we feel like it's very unique and unusual, and that hasn't really been done before, something like this. So it's really not something that would be good for a rock club. It really is for art centers or even theaters. And so that's what we ended up booking for this tour, are art centers. As I said, the Epsom is this beautiful art center. Litchfield, we are doing the show in Litchfield in cooperation with the Litchfield Arts Society, which is super cool and exciting. And then the Cambridge Junction is more of an art center, not a rock club. And so that's how this whole thing evolved. And it just started growing and growing as the venues came on board with our, presentations of, this is what we want to do. Will you present us? So these venues are presenting us in their seasons, which is extremely exciting. So we've been working on finalizing the show. It actually has, I would say it's kind of like a script, but it's not specifically scripted, because we don't have to stay on script, but we're still weaving our stories as the music is mixing and interchanging with each other. And I went in April to do promotions. So you will see in the next few months, I'll be posting on social media. We went to all the venues to do shout outs. We're going to be playing here, and these are the dates, and come see us. I'll be posting stuff from our rehearsals that we started with the band, which you can see today. I'll be sharing that very shortly. Some of the music of Rose Thorne and NYMPHYA, myself, singing with the band, both of our songs, and contributing our vocals to each other's music, which is really, really cool to feel and hear, especially getting someone else's sensibilities on some of the vocal parts that I've written, and vice versa, and just hearing how they blend. So yeah, that's the backstory. And if you have any questions about it or further curiosities, please go ahead and put those in the chat comments. Love so much seeing you there. I'm good. I'm seeing a blend of YouTube and Facebook. This is great. Okay, so what do you say we go on to the music? You want to hear some music? I have about 2.5-minute excerpt of 4 songs that we're going to be doing in the show with Rose Thorn and me and the band. I'll play that for you right now.
Should we remember what relics are there to see, to unearth like a treasure, a perpetual delicacy, legend, truth or fantasy, delusion, reality. I pick up my black mirror to lay down the next puzzle piece. Whoa. Come on, kick to make them sweat. They told you to be smooth. Come on, tiger, lay your ground. They told you to be sweet. Come on, kick and make them sweat. They told you to be smooth. Oh, tiger woman, oh, you wanna be a tiger woman. Oh, you got to be a tiger woman. Oh, you wanna be in this world. This world, this world, this world. Ship it sits waiting there for me. All aboard, get on the train and pay your fee again and again. Take your seat. Know that in this house you won't be thin. Ooh, oh, kitty cat, I see you swishing your tail. You don't care much if I'ma make it a fail. Oh, kitty cat, I see you swishing your tail. Your eyes popping yellows if you want me to bail.
Yeah, isn't Rose fantastic? Yep, she's amazing. I love it too, Eric. Thank you. And I thank you, Wayne and Bob. I think our voices together are just like, whoa. And that's not something you can plan. Voices either work together or they don't. Sensibilities, the vibe, the whole thing. So we're both really excited. Yes, thank you, David. I feel like we absolutely complement each other so well. It's like, to me, it's like what I said earlier, where she's very earthy and just like got this, and I'm more like, whoo, and then together you have all of it. It's really incredible. So it was Rob, the agent, who was like, I have this perfect person for you. And he was 100% right about that. And it wouldn't have happened without his impetus and saying, let's make this happen. And then my other artist dropping out. And then here I have this incredible experience with Rose Thorn from Brighton. So go check out her music on Spotify and Instagram and etc. She's really, really wonderful. And she's also a beautiful, beautiful person. I mean, we spent a week together in April promoting the show, and we spent many, many hours together. We barely knew each other, right? We just knew each other from Zoom and working over long distances on creating the show and writing and discussing the music, etc., sending tracks back and forth. But that whole week we were together, we were just like two peas in a pod. So it was really, really wonderful. Oh, good. Eric found her and subscribed. That's great. So Ruben, are there any perk tickets for Litchfield only? Can find the standard admission. So we have different perks. We don't have discount prices for the tickets, but we have different perks for the first 50 purchasers. You get music from the show, download music from the show. You'll get a complimentary CD that I'll send you, and other things to be announced. So, yes, awesome. And Megan, to answer your question, the songs. Well, you heard What Have I Forgotten? Over the Hedge from my catalog. Forgetting to Remember, which is from the What Have I Forgotten album. Through the Looking Glass from What Have I Forgotten album. Beachcombing from What Have I Forgotten album. And The Train from What Have I Forgotten. Going Home from Dream Dance. Joni from my Naked Kate album. I think that's all from my catalog. I can't remember now. There might be more. You don't know Rose's catalog, or I would list them for you too. And we have a couple cover tunes we're doing as well. So yeah, it's the whole thing is I'm so excited about it. I just really think it's a special, wonderful, unusual, beautiful thing. And again, for anybody who might have tuned in late, the dates are Wednesday, September 11th in Brighton at the Prince Albert, Friday, September 20th in Epsom at the Horton Arts Center, Wednesday, September 25th in Stourport on Severn at the Wharf, Saturday, September 28th in Lichfield at the Guildhall Gorgeous, Sunday, September 29th in Cambridge at the Junction. So for the Dreamery Teamery, again, I will reach out to some of you and talk to you about that, because that's kind of a special thing. And of course, if you're interested in being part of the Dreamery Teamery, you can email me or message me on any of the Facebook or the Instagram, or nymphya@nymphya.com. And you'll be getting all kinds of special things for being part of that. One of them being a signed poster of the whole band. And the posters are so beautiful, you guys. I'm really excited about those too. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. You are so sweet. And for all of you non-UK people, please stay tuned on all of the above, because we will have things for you as well. Even the Dreamery Teamery. It's even hard for me to say now. Dreamery Teamery. You can be part of that. Absolutely. And I was planning on reaching out to you, Eric, anyway, about that. So yeah, there's between now and then, I'll be posting a lot about it, the ticket links and excerpts, and, having just building the promotion. We're doing a whole PR campaign with press and radio to build the momentum, because that's what it takes. It takes momentum. It takes all of us together to do it. And I've just been literally sitting on this since September, because we started working on it a month after I released What Have I Forgotten, which was July, August. And I've been wanting, I've been like, oh, I can't wait to share it with you guys. But I just couldn't, because we just had to wait until all the ducks were in a row, etc. So you'll be seeing more about it from me in my emails and on my online, etc. So are there any other questions from anybody while we're all here together in this wonderful little space? I'm so grateful that you all came and just shared this with me. It's been a long time in coming. Let's put it that way. And lots of development. And I was thinking back on, I was sitting in this very chair when I was first writing out ideas for Dream Dance and what I wanted NYMPHYA to be all about, and what I thought my music was about. It was like a mission statement, really. And I did that in about 2016. And it was literally in the same chair this morning as I was getting set up to do this. And I had my notebook, and I have to write down the dates so I don't screw them up, all that. And I was like, wow, this is how far it's developed since then. It's just been amazing. Thank you, David. It is really exciting. Megan, great. I will reach out to you about being part of the Dreamery Teamery. Thank you for putting it in the comments. And if anyone else who wants to put it in the comments, yeah, I'll reach out to you. Yeah, it's been, and have you there alongside some of you from the very beginning. And, being like, I actually chatted with Professor P. Soup yesterday for a long time about music and other things. Just you know, you're my friends now. It's really, really cool. David, hello. Oh my goodness. David Gordon, ladies and gentlemen. He was my voice teacher, a brilliant tenor, brilliant, amazing tenor who specializes in early music and was with the Bach Carmel Festival. I used to go down to Carmel and take voice lessons with him when I was singing opera. Now he is a guitarist and still a tenor, still an amazing tenor, but he added guitar to his bag of tricks, and he does shows with Americana music, folk music, really cool stuff, because he's a scholar. He's a music scholar as well. So when you go to a David Gordon show, you get a lot of background information, and he's located up in Oregon on the Northwest coast. So if you're ever in that area, I highly recommend you check out David Gordon, brilliant, amazing musician and tenor and beautiful human being. Yes, Lacuna Glow collaboration. You know, Professor P. Soup, she and I were talking about doing something like this in Australia, and it did not happen. And that was like a few years back. And I realized that just the other day going, oh, that's right. I had thought about doing this before. So I guess the idea had always been kind of percolating, but this time it was oh, are you back in Pacific Grove, David? Okay, you're back. Oh, because he was in Oregon for a few years, left California, went up north. I love Oregon, but he's back. So scratch Oregon. If you're in the Pacific Grove area, which is near Carmel, Monterey, check out David Gordon. He's magnificent. What, David McPhail, you said this summer, the UK, maybe next year, the US. Are you talking, are you coming there or me coming here? That is something that I'm thinking about too. You know, once part of this tour involves us, we're, you know, inviting a lot of press, and to build the momentum, I had to get a visa, you know, a work visa to go there. So I applied for a 2-year work visa because we want to come back and do it next year on a bigger scale. And as we do that, of course, this whole tour, can we now bring it to the United States? I mean, the one thing about the States is it's really large. I mean, actually, when I look at England and I look at some of the distances between the venues, it ends up being big too. It's like, oh my God, we have to travel there. But it's not as big as the US. So we do think about, this is the beginning, and to build it, keep building it outward and upward. And that's why to, you know, get all the Dreamery teamery together and spreading the word of mouth and bringing us all together to make this happen is, you know, important so that we can keep building it. I know that the tour promoters really believe in the show. I really believe in the show. Rose Thorne really believes in the show. We're all in love with it, literally. You know, when we had that first table read, Rose Thorne and I and the two promoters, we're in Palsall, England. They hadn't seen or heard all of it. Like, we've been giving them excerpts, and they had the script, they had access to it. But when we sat down and read and sang through all of it, it was, you could feel it. Like, you know, when something ends and there's that moment of quiet, it's like this special bubble. And it's just like, it had that effect in the room. And eventually Rose Thorne was like, would somebody please say something? And so finally the guys spoke, and they both like, wow, this is, yeah. And so that's how we all feel about it. And we're excited to get it in front of more people. A NorCal show is definitely, that's right. Cause Eric, you're in Sacramento. Yes. I've talked with my other friend Sharon here about doing a NorCal show. Absolutely. So that's something absolutely in the works. I can tell you that this has been taking a lot of time on all of our fronts. It's a huge undertaking, putting together a show, which is why when people would say, when are you touring? When are you touring? I would always say, you know, it's like a whole other thing. And in some ways it really is a whole other creation. Yes, you have the same music, but you're creating, it's in a different medium, and you're creating something that's completely different from a recording. And then you have the rehearsals with the live players. I will say that when I got together with the band in Brighton, oh my God, you guys, they're so good. Oh, And that was really a joy to play with these great players. I realized the other day I want to post some of the band members' stuff for you to hear as well, because they're so good. The guitar player she was like, "Hey, I just posted this on my Instagram page," and he showed it to me. It was just literally like Joe Satriani shredding on his guitar, and I'm going, "Oh my God!" So being able to play with players like that is a gift, and it's a great joy. And it's going to change the way the music sounds. Like that was one of the things when we were rehearsing together. My music has a little bit more of an orchestral feel to it in certain spots. And obviously I think about it, it's like, duh, I was in the classical world for, a long time. That makes sense. And so to be able to weave back and forth from a more straight ahead rock sensibility to some orchestral, and then some of my stuff has rock too. That's what I'm really excited about musically, to bring this diversity to this whole show, so that we're going to be weaving from these interesting musical places and going all over the place. That's exciting to me. I love shows that have lots of diversity in the music, because I can get musically bored. Bassanio, welcome. Great to show up. He's new to the Nymphia world. Thank you so much for being here. John, I really hope I get to see you there at the show. That's going to be superb. Again, the dates are September 11th in Brighton, September 20th in Epsom, September 25th in Stourport, September 28th in Lichfield, and September 29th in Cambridge. And yes, Prague and symphonic is definitely part of my playground. I like metal, but I don't really sing metal particularly. But yes, and being able to work with Rose Thorn on the vocals too. What we've been doing is we've been sending files back and forth, where she will put some of her stuff on some of my songs. And again, being able, just hearing her sensibility, I love it so much. And we're both learning from each other, which is also incredible. I mean, there's really something to be said, for collaborating with other artists in this way and bringing them into your musical world and entering their musical world. It's, it brings like a whole new spark to what each of us are doing, a whole new color palette, and so we're creating really almost a mashup of my song Outside of Time and her song Reciprocal Love, because it turns out they're in the same key. We have another pair of songs, her song Universe and my song Through the Looking Glass, also in the same key. So there's certain parts of the show where we can just go from one song right into the other parts where instead we have like a little scene before the song with some story or a life experience or something. So it really, I'm not even sure how I would categorize. It's kind of almost like a new type of show. And that's part of what's so exciting for all of us, is to be bringing this out there. Marina, hi. Oh, it's so great from the Netherlands. Wow. I'm amazed at how far spread out we are. See my thing about herding cats earlier. Oh, thank you, Bassanio. Is that the right way to say your name? Bassanio just ordered his copy of Curios. So thank you for doing that. And welcome to the Nymphia world. I hope it's a world that I like being in it, or else I wouldn't be here. So I love even more sharing it with you. I mean, I can't even describe how much I love that. So yeah, so that's the big news that I've been like bursting to tell you all about. And let me put you go to nymphia.com/tour, and it will have some background. The video I just showed you is on that page, a little bit of write-up about the show itself, information about myself and Rose Thorn, the tour dates, and then all the links will take you right to the portal. The tickets are through the Songkick portal, and so all the dates are on there. You go to the Songkick from nymphia.com/tour, and then it will take you click on the date that you want. It will take you right to that venue's tickets. And the first 50 ticket buyers will get some special perks, and we'll keep adding to those perks. So you want to grab them early, and because again, we just don't know how quickly it will sell out, because they're not really huge venues. We didn't want to book huge venues and have it half empty, obviously. So yeah. And then the Dreamery Teamery, if you want to be part of that, I will be reaching out to some of you, but if you want to be part of it, please feel free to reach out to me too, and you'll get special perks from that, including our big poster signed by the whole band, which I'm really excited about. So Anna, oh my gosh, Anna, you guys, is another amazing musician. Welcome from Barcelona. Thank you. Oh, thank you for congratulations and showing up. She's another gorgeous musician that you guys should all know about. I know Bob is a fan of hers. And who else here is a fan of hers? Well, maybe the rest of you will soon be. She is a beautiful Polish artist who now lives in Barcelona, and her music is very romantic, very soft and elegant. She plays violin and sings, and you have an album coming out too, actually. So yeah, thank you for stopping by. Oh, it's so exciting. You know, Adi, it's true. You can sing opera metal with opera. And actually, I have done that in the past. Yeah, no screeching or growling. Absolutely. Yes, you are 100% correct. Oh, well, you're so beautiful that it would be nice to see you blush. Yeah, Anna is just, and she's brilliant too, by the way. So she has everything. She has brains, beauty, and talent. What more could you want? David, see, you do have other fans here. Yeah. It's so lovely to see you here, Anya. I don't know if you want to be called Anna or Anya. I never asked you that. I just think I call you Anna. Oh, Eric. See, Eric, I mean, I have to say that some of you here are the most incredible music supporters. And I truly mean it. Sometimes I think about you and my heart like breaks wide open with gratitude and love for how much you support independent artists, not just me. I see you on the other artists' pages. It's wonderful. I thank you from all of us for that, because and there's nothing like that direct connection. I think it's, the best. Robert from Worcester, or Worcester. I was taught how to say it properly. Welcome, Robert from Worcester. It's spelled Worcester, but us Americans. Yes, Bob, Anya is an amazing artist. She's beautiful. Megan, I think I've seen you on Anya's page, actually. I swear I've seen you posting things on her page, but maybe not. So yeah. Oh, this is great. I love seeing you guys propping everybody up here. It's a wonderful thing. One of the things we had a lot of fun with when I was there is just the American versus the British. I love speaking in a British accent. So I do it all the time, and I did it a lot of time over there. But then I loved it when Rose Thorne would then speak in an American accent, like water. She always made fun of how I would say, and I would go water, and then she'd go water. And, let's face it, water sounds much better than water. So it's, yes, I know. Wait, Wayne, I didn't know you have Anya's albums too. Okay, so this is all like, we have our own little group here. But that's what I mean. I feel like it's a type of person that supports indie artists, that you care about. First of all, you love music. You're you want to support an artist directly instead of, I'll just listen to it for free on Spotify, because you understand what goes into making music. It's your whole life. It's time, it's money, it's everything for all of us. I know all of these women that I know that you, Wayne and Eric and David and Bob support. We all work our tails off on this. So having that direct support means so much. And what I've learned over time is it's a type of person who does that. And I feel like we're all here today. So yeah, we are family. Yes, exactly. Well, thank you, Anya, for stopping by. It's really cool to have you here. And Professor P. Soup, the British spelled correctly. Really? So you think theater should be R-E instead of E-R? What do you think? What do you Brits think? I kind of like ER, I have to admit. I think it looks better, but... Oh, and John Bush, who is here, has a tribute band called Everly Lasting in Sheffield. So he plays as Phil Everly in Everly Lasting in Sheffield. Wow, there's a lot of musicians here. Yeah, because I think oh, I do like color with the U, I have to admit. Professor P Soup just said, yeah, theater RE and then color with an OUR. I do, but yeah, I think, well, I mean, let's face it. I think they have dibs because it started with them, right? So we're this amalgamation of lots of German and some French. But yeah, I would say they get first dibs. I mean, if we were going to go to court over this, I would say the Brits have to win. Even in the way they say water is much better than to say water, in my opinion. David says, indie artists are so down to earth that you truly love to support them besides their amazing music. This is David Abbott in Connecticut. David, thank you. It's really nice to hear from your perspective what you get out of it and why you support indie artists in that way. And I do feel like it's a two-way street for sure. And you do end up building these incredible relationships all over the world. And it's through music. I mean, when I think about what music has, the adventure that music has brought for me, mind-blowing, and this is another example of it. Just connecting with people all over the world who love music and, what it brings to you. I do get messages from people often about what my music has done for them. And I would say, David, that's probably similar. The feeling I get when they send me those messages is probably similar to the feeling you get in being one of the supporters. It's just this connection and gratitude and love. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love this family that we have here. Thank you so much for joining and being part of this announcement, which is so exciting and daunting. Lots of promotion coming up. The tickets are there at nymphia.com/tour and the Dreamery Teamery. Again, I'll reach out to some of you and reach out to me too if you want to be a part of that. The indie music world has brought me many of my best friends. This is Professor P Soup, most of whom I've never met. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, Professor P Soup and I were chatting for a long time yesterday. I feel like you're my friend. Like, I feel like I know you at this point. Basanio says, music was my first love. Me too. I mean, I've been wanting to be a musician and a singer since I was 5 years old. I wrote my first song when I was 6 years old. I visualized myself on television singing. And I think for all of us, every single musician I know, we were all music fans first. And then the music fans that I know, the vast majority of them play some instrument of some sort. So there's a crossover there. You love it. You're going to play. Maybe you decide, oh, I think I want to really get serious and I'm going to be that. And if you never decide to get serious, you still are playing. You're still a musician. It just has this type of effect. It just takes hold of your life. They talk about the muse being a harsh mistress. That's the downside. I shouldn't say downside, the flip side, because it does take over. It is so much work to stay up with your instrument, with your craft, and then getting it out to your fans and making good quality music. It's an obsession, really. It's an obsession. Megan says, I'm not a musician, but I love listening to music. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so you're the one exception to the rule here. And Anya says, we would not be able to do what we do without our beautiful fans and friends. Exactly. What we would be doing is we would be making the music and not sharing it. It would just be like in our own studios and we'd maybe share it a little bit, but it wouldn't be able to be shared and then reflected back because it's a performance art, right? So there's an exchange that happens. That's what my song Outside of Time is about. That I wrote out of gratitude for you taking your time to listen to my music and share your lives with me. There's an exchange, and especially in a live venue, but even in this venue that we have here online. And that's what I find so moving and fulfills my life, the connection. And yeah, so we would not be able to do that without you on the other end, reflecting it back and taking in the music and sending the love back and sharing it with your friends. So yeah, and that's what the Dreamery Teamery will be all about too, to get the word out of this tour so that we can sell out the venues, get the press there, and bring it back next year in the UK on a bigger scale, and then build it out to coming over here in the US. So that's the goal. So thank you all so much for being here. This has been one of the most wonderful conversations I've had with you online. So thank you for showing up and for contributing and jumping in and sharing and all the love and the family. I'm excited. It's like I can't keep you here forever, but it's so nice to just be with you. Are there any last minute comments or questions before we all spread out into the herd of cats that we are back to our lives? Professor P. Soup says, I feel that making the music itself is most of the reward, and even one person getting it is the rest. I will say that my favorite thing of all is the making of the music. Like there's a whole arc to, you make an album and then you release the album and then you promote the album. And of that arc, the discovery of, for me, it's the discovery, like when you're like, I feel the song, I feel something coming on, and you're in the studio, you're either writing or arranging, and then a part comes through and it sounds so cool. That is like, because it's almost like you're creating something from nothing, right? I talk about that in my book, my What Have I Forgotten book, which Professor P. Soup just finished reading, and that's what we were chatting about yesterday. So yeah, David, thank you. David says, thank you for bringing your joy into the world. Bob, incredible news. Valentina, thank you for an awesome live stream. Thank you. Really good to see you. So good to see you too. David, thank you, Valentina, for sharing the news. Thank you guys so much. This was an awesome gathering, made more so because of you. So Anya says, feeling that creative flow is one of the best feelings. It really is. I think it's because we're connecting to the creative force of the universe, the universal intelligence, whatever you want to call that. That's why I think it's so ecstatic, because we are as one with that in that moment. Wayne says, thank you for inviting us into Woohooya. Yes, Woohooya. I wish I could walk you around, but my cord isn't long enough to do that. And sharing your news. I love your statue, Hansa. I love Hansa too. Thank you. Bosanio, I've made 3 albums and the 1 EP that you have, which is a compilation of those 3 albums. So the first one is Dream Dance, came out in 2017. And then my second one is Naked Kate, which is an all acoustic Kate Bush cover album, all stripped down, just guitar and voice. And then the third one last year, What Have I Forgotten? And a book that goes with it. It's a really in-depth concept album. It's kind of proggy, world music, indie rock, art rock kind of album. So yeah, the Griffin is in the back. So Professor P. Soup is asking about where the Griffin is, and my dragon is over there. Let me see. I can show you. Can you see the dragon? Well, that's the path that goes. There's the dragon. Oh, there's my bluebird, my blue jay. Okay, before we go, I have to tell you. Did you see the blue jay that just flew through? There's a song on What Have I Forgotten called Blue Jay That Summer's Day. It's a little bit of an oddity, but I love that song so much because, and you'll read about it in the book, it was a song written from nothing. I knew something had to come up. I could feel it, but there was nothing. So I said, okay, I'm just going to drop into the nothingness. And then I had that impulse. Why don't you write about the fact that there's nothing and just write about what's happening right now? And then the blue jays showed up. Now, I had never seen them in this garden ever before. They showed up and they did this, probably now I look back, it was a mating dance right over my head. And so I wrote the whole song about that and did a Blue Jay duet, which David Gordon, I kept thinking about you the whole time I wrote that Blue Jay duet because it's very Bach-like. And ever since that song, these 2 Blue Jays have now taken up residency in the garden. And I just think it's the most incredible thing. I talk to them all the time. their mated pair that now live in the garden. And I feel like my song helped them do it because they were there. I saw it happen and I wrote a song about it and then they stayed. Isn't that incredible? I just think that's incredible. Marina, I would love to come to Holland. There's some actually really good festivals there too. So yes, thank you. I mean, it's, you know, one step at a time for sure, as we all know. So yeah, I hope you got to see that blue jay that flew in, because I love them. My crow too. I talked to them because now I don't have Pokey anymore to talk to. So I have to talk to the other garden creatures. Thank you all so much. I love you all so much. This was such an incredible gathering of beautiful souls. Thank you. And I'm so excited about this tour and about sharing this music with you and sharing this life and this beautiful world with you. So thank you, Bob, Marina, Professor P. Soup, David, Bassanio, Wayne, Anya, David, other David, Megan. You guys are, Eric, incredible. Love you so much. Yeah, this is incredible. I'm excited. So I will see you and we'll be in touch for the Dreamery Teamery and spreading the word. And I'll see you in person at the shows. All of you that can come, obviously, we will be saying hello. And with that, I will say goodbye. And I love you. And I'll see you. Have a beautiful day.